and subscribe.
Fight fans, morning and welcome. This is the morning after Chisora versus Wallin, an event which many of you know I was at last night. I haven't had much hours sleep again, but I thought I'd come on here, do a quick review of the show. And I think no better way to start than with the main event, Chisora versus Wallin. Derek Chisora, 49th fight in the UK, aiming to get to his 50th fight. Whether that was win, lose or draw, I think he'd still be having his 50th fight. But what a performance by Derek Chisora. He absolutely took the bull by the horns. He done what he usually does with his opponents. He absolutely bulldozed Otto Wallin down, put his guard up, got inside, absolutely ran riot over Otto Wallin, which Otto Wallin could not cope with. I said in my preview show I expected Otto Wallin to get behind the jab. He tried. It didn't work. I mean, we talk about Otto Wallin. Boy, did he lack ambition. That pitter-patter, poor jab that did not faze Derek Chisora at all. He could not keep Derek Chisora at bay. You talk about ambition. This was Otto Wallin's chance to get to a world title shot. He done absolutely nothing. That guy needs to question whether he's got any killer instinct or his heart in the game. I hate to come on and slate fighters because they're warriors. It takes a lot of balls to get in that ring. But Otto Wallin was on the cusp of an IBF world title shot. What was his ambition in that fight? What was the game plan? He was losing the fight and he decides to come out and stick to that jab that wasn't working. He'd been dropped in the fight. He was losing the fight. You're on away soil. You need to come over here and take it to the home fighter. And if you do fight on the back foot, you've got to be clever with the back foot, not lack ambition in the fight. What was Otto Wallin's game plan? What was he doing in this fight? He needs to have a long, hard look now. I've heard a lot of people saying he should retire. Is that a route? I don't know. But one thing you can say is he majorly lacks ambition, Otto Wallin. He done it against Anthony Joshua. He froze. He's done it again here against Derek Chisora. Poor display from Otto Wallin, but Derek Chisora was just superb. But taking nothing away from Derek, this was a very, very master plan from Frank Warren here. He picked the right opponent at the right time to get Derek Chisora to his 50th fight. At the end of the fight, Anthony Joshua was held up on a picture. Daniel Dubois was held up to the crowd, and Usyk was held up to the crowd on pictures by Derek Chisora, saying, "Who do you want me to fight next?" The biggest reaction from the arena point of view was Anthony Joshua. Derek Chisora said before that he doesn't want to fight his friend Anthony Joshua for his 50th and final fight. Possibly he will do. What I'd like to see now for Derek, in all honesty, if Dubois comes through Parker, let's get Derek his 50th fight, his title shot. Even if he loses, what a way to go out. That's what I'd like to see. But let's see what happens now. It's interesting, and let's see. But Otto Wallin, you need to have a long, hard look at yourself, what you do next, because you can't keep lacking ambition in these great opportunities you get. I was really, really disappointed with him again. You're on away soil. You need to come over here, take it to the home fighter. And if you do fight on the back foot, you've got to be very, very clever with it. And he just completely lacked ambition and done nothing. But he did show a warrior spirit. He did get back up from when he was dropped. He was hurt. He did take a lot of shots. He did carry on. But he carried on to take a beating. And one thing I want to pick up on as well, that judge who gave it 114, 112 to Derek Chisora, if he didn't have them knockdowns, that fight would have been a draw. I hate to do this with judges again, but that judge needs to be took out and made explain how he got to that score. It was a shocking scorecard. Derek Chisora won that fight comfortably. We didn't need any bullshit controversy scorecards, but I'm glad Derek got the nod and that was the right result. Going on to a couple of other fights now I want to pick up on quickly. Nathan Heaney. I went there as a supporter of Nathan Heaney. I've had him on my channel, as many of you know. Very, very disappointed with him. He will be himself. He fought a guy in Sofiane Carty who was put in there pretty much as a guy for Nathan Heaney to beat sort of comfortably, to look good, to go on to bigger and better things and down the line get his Stoke City fight. he came unstuck. I thought Nathan Heaney come out. I thought the game plan was right. He took it to Sofiane Carty, but I feel like Sofiane Carty pretty much soaked up what Heaney could give him, realised he could take Heaney's shots, and then Sofiane Carty come out then and took it to Nathan Heaney, and Nathan Heaney couldn't take what Sofiane Carty had. It's disappointing to see because Carty isn't really known as a puncher. I think he had 6 KOs before this fight. He isn't known as a puncher. And where do you go now with Nathan Heaney? He's 35. I really like him. But in his last 3 fights, he's had 2 losses and a draw. So it's hard to come back from that. I mean, we talk about that really. Derek Chisora has had 13 losses, but Derek Chisora has always been well in fights with top level opponents. Nathan Heaney's still at the British level and was hoping to try and build and build and build. It's a tough road back for him. Only Nathan Heaney will know, but let's see what he does. But it's, I've seen social media people saying Nathan Heaney needs to retire. Whether he'll do that, I don't know. He's got a massive following. He's a massive ticket seller. His fans will still be there for him next fight if he decides to carry on. But he's a long way back after having 2 losses and a draw in his last 3 fights. So let's see a game with that one. Another one I want to pick up on, Zach Parker against Diallo in a light heavyweight contest. Zach Parker, I like him. I think he's got the skills. I think he started well, but I think he does need to work on his engine a little bit. He was gashing out a little bit for me. The opponent was a bit of a potential banana skin. He's got a decent record and he's known as a decent puncher. I think as the fight went on, Zach Parker sort of mentality was to win the fight and survive. He was doing a lot of holding and that. I mean, he did have a bad cut, but he was doing a lot of holding and spoiling in the fight. The guy was moaning about Zach Parker doing the holding and the spoiling. Zach Parker, if he was in with Willie Hutchinson last night, I think Willie Hutchinson would have beat him. That's the fight we want to see next. The problem we've got is Willie Hutchinson has got a dislocated shoulder now, so how long that fight is away, we don't know. But Zach Parker needs to improve a little for me. I like him. I think he's got a lot of potential, but I think he needs that fighter, that name to bring it out of him, not the guys he's been fighting lately. It's a shame that fight with Willie Hutchinson fell apart, but when we see it, let's see what happens. Jack Rafferty against Rhys McMillan, which was for the British, Commonwealth and WBC International Silver Super Lightweight titles. Really like Jack Rafferty. He's a come-forward fighter. He's entertaining to watch. I thought Rhys McMillan's corner pulled him out a little bit too early. But they know best for their fighter, of course. But it looked a little bit too early for me from the arena POV. But Jack Rafferty now, I've got the programme behind me here. In the programme, he's talking about world titles and everything. So he's an entertaining fighter who I think as it goes down the line, he'll sell more and more tickets, and I think he will become more popular as his fights go on. So I'm excited for his future. Just want to mention quickly as well, Co-op Live, really like the new arena. I mean, Jack Catchell's there next week, which I'll be doing a preview show on. Really like that arena. All brand new, atmosphere is fantastic. The only thing that spoilt it, and I wanna bring this up, boxing fans, when you're at boxing events, stop thinking you're Derek Chisora when you're in the crowd. Just sit down, relax, enjoy the fights, have a few beers, of course, if you want to. That's entirely up to you. I didn't last night because I was driving. But stop thinking you can fight the world. This is getting a big problem for me at boxing events. The last 5 or 6 I've been to, there's been fighting. There was families where I was sitting. It is not a good look when families ran to Scarpa because of fans fighting. Just stop thinking you're Derek Chisora. Let the fighters do their stuff in the ring. And let's have a good night. It's sad to see people having to Scarpa because there's fights kicking off and young lads who've had too many beers. If that's what you want to do, go and get yourself in the boxing ring at home and start training to do what these warriors do in the ring. You don't have to get in the crowd and think you can fight the world at these events. But overall, enjoyable event, mixed bag. Main event was entertaining. Nathan Heaney was disappointing. Loads of brilliant fights to be had going forward. Let's see if Derek Chisora fights Daniel Dubois for a world title next if he gets through Parker. Will it be Anthony Joshua? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for liking. Thanks for commenting. Loads of new subscribers. This is a wrap. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank you.